Dobry day.
Zdravejte.
And welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
And we've reached the 1st of November.
We have. Yes, it's lovely out there.
It is.
We started our week this week going to Palamarza.
Yes. It was the trading day, as usual, the last Saturday of each month.
Yeah, we had a lovely time. We met up with some old friends.
Yeah.
Mike and Naomi.
Met up with some new friends.
Yes, we met John from Serendipity Homestead.
Yes, we didn't meet Julianne. We'll meet her next time.
Yeah.
Sorry to have missed you. But if you haven't seen their YouTube channel, it's there. It's somewhere up there. There's a link.
Yes, go and check them out. But we met their dogs. And it was lovely again to catch up with Bruce and his mum.
Yes, it was, yeah.
We haven't seen them for quite a while.
No.
They're back out here for a few weeks. So, yeah, all in all, another very social day.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And a fitting end to our social world, visitors and
Yes.
days out.
We can now relax back into our usual hermit existence.
I think we will be. And that did lead us into the rest of the week, which was lovely and just getting on with little jobs around the house.
Yes, weather-wise it's been chilly in the mornings, but it's been glorious during the day.
Yeah, we've had bright sunshine, but say a bit chilly overnight.
Yeah, and so we've been using the Pechka, not ridiculously, but enough to take the chill off.
An hour in the evenings.
Yeah. And I have been using my electric blanket, not because I need it, because I quite like it.
It's a bit softy, really.
I am. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, so this week Lynn's been doing stuff in the garden and in the woodlands.
Yeah, so here's a little bit of footage.
Mm.
So yeah, our woodland's changing now with autumn coming in. Slowly the leaves are coming off the trees. So I've been out here this week just making up a few beds around the fruit trees we planted this year. We had some spare bits of brick that came out of the loft when Adam was redoing the wall up there. So it makes it a lot easier to avoid catching the trees with the strimmer when you come through here in the winter if you've got a base around them that you clearly delineates where they are. You think you'd see it easily now, but not so easy when the grass is 2 or 3 feet tall. So yes, we've just covered the base inside with a bit of wood chip and sawdust, not too deep round the root of the tree, and planted some garlic in there. That helps keep pests away.
This is the only time of year these two get real camouflage. Once the leaves are falling, they blend in quite nicely.
Yes, this is the best time of year for changing colours.
Oh,
It changes daily, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
And the leaves coming down. that's not such a good thing.
No, we are going to have that clearing walnut tree leaves.
Yeah, the rest we tend to leave on the ground, but we try and rake up a few walnut tree
Yeah.
leaves if we can.
And as you can imagine, with the size of the walnut tree out the front, we have a lot of them.
Yes, and a fair few in the woodland.
Well, yes. But that's just another job, part of this year, that we have to do this time of year. Yes, I've been back up on the roof. We've been repairing the roof, getting that watertight. Now it's time to turn our attention to the chimney. This is what we did. Now that the roof is watertight, it's time to turn my attention back to the chimney here. Now you may remember I put these blocks in when we were doing the whole structure of the roof, so that we know where we can put the roof to and build around it. Well, that's done. Now I've got to finish off the chimney, which involves putting 3 more of these blocks on top on each side, but also rendering. Now before I render, what I'm planning on doing is putting a board over either side of this gap here so I can fill that up with concrete. 2 reasons for this. Firstly, it'll strengthen the whole structure, and secondly, when I come to do the rendering, I've got a solid surface to render against, so it won't keep dropping down the hole and really frustrating me. That's the plan. Let's see if it works. So that's the chimney now, all boarded over the gaps. I can now go outside, pour the concrete down the gap, fill it up, allow that to set, and that's that job done. So that's the gap now between the 2 blocks filled. I need to let that set up, but while that's setting up I can continue to build the blocks out here to get my full height of chimney. So once I've found something to do with the spare concrete I've got left over, I'll go and mix some mortar up and get those bricks laid. Well, I appear to have an audience. While I've been up on the roof, the cows have moved in. Keeps the grass cut, saves us trimming. Well, it's now the next day, and I've taken the boards off that we used to keep the concrete in, and you can see here where it's filled up right at the bottom, and here where it's gone to the top. But this section here, you can still get your hand in, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to fill this bit here before I carry on with the next stage. Once I've got it filled front and back, because there's a void like this at the back, not quite as big but similar, fill those up, then I can go outside, board up the outside bit and fill between those blocks. But first job, just fill these up. So we got the walnut man who set the dogs off. Anyway, I've now got the outside blocks laid, joined together, rebar down the middle. I've filled the gap between the 2 out here, and I've also covered over the holes at the top of the bricks here so that water can't get down the inside of the chimney. My next job is to go back inside and start the rendering. So that's the first coat, or the scratch coat, put on over the top of the bricks. You can see I've scored it so that the top coat has something to grip onto. I've gone all the way round. It's a bit round, I haven't put proper edging on the corners. Whether I do or not remains to be seen, I don't know yet, but we'll see. But for now, I'll let that set up, I'll let outside set up, and I'll carry on tomorrow once everything's dry. So that's the scratch coat of render put on the outside chimney now. Now, again, I've scored the render so that the next coat's got something to key into. Corners again aren't great. I'm going to have to look that up, see exactly how I do those properly. Because although inside, it doesn't matter what it looks like, outside, not many people are going to see it, but it will be on display. So I'd like it to be as good as I can get it. But for now, I've got to let this set up and keep my fingers crossed that it doesn't rain. After doing some research, I found that all I need for the corners to make them square is these edging pieces. Now, basically you put them on each corner, you render up to them, and you can basically run a line between the two, and it gets your render flat and gets your corner square. I've got to fit them to the chimney, which really I should have done before I did the scratch coat, but I'm going to try and do it now, so I'll come to size and see how this goes. So I've got all four corners in place now, so I've got a nice straight corner on each side ready for me to do the final bit of rendering. So I'm going to let that set up, get nice and strong so that when I render over the top and move my, well, it's a bit of metal really, just to scrape off any excess, I get a nice flat render and I can work from it from there. So it's squared up my chimney and hopefully I can get a good finish. We'll find out, but the light's going, so I'm going to stop for today. So that's it for this week. Next week, hopefully, I can finish off the chimney.
Yeah, so I think you've got a few more days up there next week, just finishing off, tidying up, putting a chimney cap on maybe.
Yes, that'll be interesting. We've seen some designs. Well, we'll surprise them, let you know next week.
Yes, it'll depend on what we can get.
Yeah.
And how much it is.
Big contributing factor, yes.
But I think in terms of getting the roof watertight, we should be on target. We're not due rain for at least another week, but we have got frosts coming on
The
Sunday.
temperatures are dropping, so.
Sunday apparently they're plummeting, we're losing 10 degrees. So.
Oh, good.
But they go up again.
Yep, so well, it's not all doom and gloom.
No.
Speaking of doom and gloom, I had a shock this morning when I got up. I did my usual thing, get up, check my emails, and I had hundreds of them. And it seems that quite a few of my accounts had had the passwords changed. Turns out some of my accounts have been hacked. My Instagram account, my Netflix account, that sort of thing. So just a quick warning to people, be careful. There are things like two-step verification, which I should have turned on and hadn't. And that basically checks your password and then sends you a message on your phone, or whichever way you do it. But there are ways of making your accounts more secure. So I would suggest you do it, because what a palaver sorting stuff out this morning. we are sorted, we are safe. If you get a weird message that came from me between 11:30 last night and 7:30 this morning, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
But anything else, it was.
And we don't know exactly why or how you were hacked.
No.
But
Apparently it's someone in
annoying.
Nigeria, according to Google.
Yeah.
So thank you very much if you're watching.
I doubt
And
it.
if you are watching, please subscribe. But yeah, just a warning, be careful.
Yeah. It's annoying.
It is annoying, but no harm done. We have one other bit of news, or something to look forward to.
Yes. It's our eldest daughter's 40th birthday this week.
Happy birthday for Monday, Sam.
Yeah, happy birthday, Sam. We're sorry
Oh,
we can't
Tuesday,
be there with you. Yeah. 5th of November.
Yes. Remember.
Yeah. How can we forget?
We can't.
I can't.
So I hope you have a great day.
Thunderstorm the night you were born, Sam. But yeah, I hope you have a lovely day
I'm sure
in
you
your
will.
new home, which
Yeah.
you finally moved into this week. So
Congratulations.
to both of you on that and finally getting it all done. I
Yeah.
hope you're a bit more settled than you were on Wednesday.
Yeah. So on that note, I think you're fully up to date.
Yeah, it's time for us to say,
Stay safe.
be well.
Do skoro.
Doskoro.
Yes, this is one of the best times of year for the changing colours. The leaves are all going to the greens. Oh, for goodness sake.
I'll come out of it.
We left it last week, but, well, I can't remember how we left it last week. I can't. I've completely messed that up.